What's good, babes? How you doing, sweetie? In America, they say babes. In my country, they say sweetie. How you doing, sweetie? Feel me? I'm waiting on my bus. Just came from the store. I usually take, yeah, you heard the lady. I usually take the cab, but I decided to take the bus today. I'm in no rush. A research within a research. You know, sometimes when you do a research, it's easy to do the research nowadays because most of the information is online. But it's hard to form a thesis according to how you see the research from your own perspective. Information is the same, but how do you see it? And that's what we're gonna get into right now. We're gonna get into I'm trying to see the difference. I think there's a correlation between sex and religion, or at least what it plays out to be. So we're gonna play devil's advocate, my favorites. We're gonna play devil's advocate. I hate when I come to a place, people are facing one way, but when I come, everybody just turn towards me like I'm the screen. Like, God damn, nigga, you was just saying the opposite way. Why you watching where I'm sitting now? You feel me? Anyway, look, man. So, there are more men than women in the world. You feel me? It's a ratio from 51.5% in favor of men. I mean, in favor of boys, excuse my language. And you know, you do the difference. 49.5 in favor of boys. So it's like a nice 1%, but it's a big difference. Oh, thank God he left. Where's he going? Yeah, but it's a big difference between the two, you feel me? And the reason why there is, you would think that there's a 50-50 ratio for boys and girls being born, but more boys die at birth than women and than girls. So Mother Nature tweaked it a little bit, and in favor of boys, he gives a greater chance to boys than girls. Feel me? And that's sex. Sex is male and female. Gender is man and woman. Those are society roles that we play. So man and woman is not a real thing. It's not. It is just based on the biology of sex. You feel me? Both have genitals. Male has one sticking out, the other one is sticking in, whatever. You call it what you want, but let it pass. Earlier I was talking about this. So you have a situation where in the tropics or a hotter climate, it's more likely that a girl will be born in a hotter climate like the tropics than male, more likely. There's a greater chance that you will have a female. There's actually more females being born in that region than boys. And in the colder climate, it's more likely that you have a boy. You feel me? And that's just how it works. That's what the research showed, at least for now. But it's been solid. So I was trying to see what's the relationship between the two. And the reason why I went on this projection, I already did the research already. Sometimes you do research and You can attach your research to another research. Hold on, let it pass. So we're looking at a situation where, according to the research,
For your safety
and the safety of others.
Stand behind the yellow tile.
So when you have this subject does not hurt anybody. By the way, side note, it's just a research. Most people will be mad at it because I'm a black man talking this kind of things. That's all. It has nothing to do with the research. If it was up to them, they'll be the one looking for these answers. Anyway, let the bus behind me pass. It's making a lot of noise. Anyway, look, man. So you have more men in Islam than women. That's what the map shows. There's more men than women in Islam, and there's more women in Christianity than men. And according to my last video, I said the reason why it's so, this is my opinion, is because maybe Islam is more strict, and men like things that are more strict. And especially when you're dealing with a man on man, we're thinking about the world itself and what can keep people in line itself. Remember, religion is the politics of spirituality. Just like gender is the politics of sex. Just like the clock that we have is the politics of space and time, basically. Feel me? So we make a language to understand the world that we already in, that we cannot change. It's already set. Same things are already set that we cannot change. So we create a society of So we create a society around these things to make sense of the world itself. So religion is the politics of, what do you call it? Religion is the politics of spirituality. So you have more men in Islam than women, and more women in Christianity than men. In my first video, I said maybe because Islam is a little more strict, and I said Christianity is a little more flexible and allows more flexibility. So that's why. Now we're gonna play another devil's advocate. Now, I'm looking at it from this point of view, and I think I will go with that point of view instead of the last point of view. You see, Islam is the newest form of religion, right? And Christianity has been around much longer. So it comes to progression. Let it pass. It comes to progression. So you have a religion that used to be dominantly in Christianity, which is including more women. You feel me? These are progression. Since Christianity also had the same problem where women could not, even up to now, there's less women pastors than men pastors. So the progression factor, by including more women, shows the age of the religion itself. You understand? Because in Judaism, it's basically the same thing too. Let it pass. But why would anybody get mad at what I'm saying? That's the crazy part. That shit is crazy to me. So it's all about progression to me. When I started thinking about it more, I'm like, well, if Christianity has been around for a long time and it had the same problem as what Islam has now, which is not including women, feel me? Although women are part of the religion itself, but it's exclusive of a woman, then that means that the progression, the longitude of Christianity eventually has allowed more women to be participating in it. In some Muslim countries, they don't even allow women to participate in certain things. You feel me? They don't even allow women to go to school. Some Muslims do not allow women to do certain things. So it is the newness of that religion, so like a newcomer of that religion, that makes men want to hold on to things and not share with women. Now the woman, on the other hand, gives birth. Let it pass.
Our stations and buses clean. Use the provided
Trash can, I heard you. All right. A woman is more likely to share. So if a woman was to create the religion itself, it would be something of a sharing religion, which men later on adopted and started including more women in that religion itself. So I think that is more acceptable in my mind, that the reason why there's more women in Christianity today, because this is a form of progression, that Islam eventually is going to get there where there will be more women in that religion. Because it doesn't make sense for Islam to have more men than women. Some areas is equally even, but it's very small. Let it pass. People hate for you to make sense sometimes. See, in some areas, it's even out a little bit. You feel me? It really is even out. But it's very small compared to the world map itself, the overall picture, including all religions itself. So all the older religion do have a lot more women participation in it. So looking at that data compared to the newest religion, which is Islam, and if you take a look at Islam is dominantly on top of North Africa, going to the Middle East, then to the bottom of Europe and Russia, all the way. It's like a straight line. It's like you can see basically if there was a war or there was a movement that took place, and you can see the map. It shows you a clear picture of how this thing came about, which is very, very new. So the reason why there's more men included in that, because it is not including a lot of women in this practice of how they practice religion, how they praise their God and everything else like that. But most of these men have wife and kids, so I can't understand why. You feel me? It just don't make sense. It's not like these men practice homosexualism or anything else like that. It's forbidden in those both religion. So that tells me that there's a lack of inclusion. You feel me? So I'm playing devil's advocate. You feel me? It could be either or. You feel me? The research, it's not quite there yet with the way I'm thinking right now. But there's a lot of research on it. But there is a lot of research on it. You feel me? So because of Christianity progression through the Old Testament, then you got the New Testament, and everything else that went into play. This is the reason why you have more women around the world as Christians than men, because of the inclusion factor, because the woman also wants to be part of the praising of God and everything else like that. So Christians are more acceptable to welcome women into the house of the Lord. Then I'm not saying the Muslim denies women and everything else, but there's a role for the woman in the Muslim society where I don't know how they got that number, and I don't know how the research was done, but I checked a few sources out and they all have the same information. So it is true that Islam do have more men than women. I'm not sure if it's for war purposes. I'm not sure what the reason is why there is less women in Islam than I was thinking. Maybe it's the strictness of Islam and the way they just, it just look like it's a strict religion. They don't slack or anything else like that. But Christianity is a little more flexible. Feel me? I believe most of our scientists and great scholars came from Christianity because of the flexibility of Christianity. It allows people to question their faith. In Islam, you can't really they don't really question too much. They just submit, which is the definition of it. It's a lot of frustrations out here, but I'm not in danger whatsoever. It's just that it's a lot of noise. You know how these niggas are. You have a black boy thinking like this, they can't compute it. They're gonna try to hit you over your head so you can get a little dumber. But you can't let that deter you. You just gotta keep moving it forward. You feel me? It's a sacrifice in itself. You feel me? Since we are the beginning of everything else.
For everyone's safety, please keep backpacks, bags, carts, strollers, and other belongings out of the aisle.
A clear path is a safe path. Since we are the beginning of everything else, I feel like information come to us more easily. Understanding is on our side, so it is upon me to do these things and see it for what it is from my perspective, because we all have our own perspective. That's why I have a DNA that's different from anybody else's DNA, so I have to see from my perspective. You heard? So we have a situation where I believe it's because of progression. That's all. I really do. I really do believe that it's because of progression. It's because of the way we understand God himself. It's because of the way we understand Jesus Christ. We all believe in the same God. It's just different prophets. The Judaism do not believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God. The Muslims don't believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God. They have their own prophet, they have their own messenger, which is Muhammad. So the only difference is just the individual within the message. But all religion basically carry the same thing. You feel me? It's to do good. That's all. Just an asshole. Don't pay him no mind. He got a new car. He don't know how to act. You know how these niggas do. You give a nigga a new shirt and he just don't know how to act. He can't even go to sleep. He looking at his outfit all night. Can't wait to wear it. But that's just... I can understand the feeling. I do understand the feeling. When people have something new and they're not used to it, they act very obnoxious. Like, you feel me? They can't even go to sleep. I remember them days when I had a new Jordan and a new outfit after Christmas. I had that shit laid on my bed. I didn't even want to sleep. I was sleeping and my outfit was sleeping next to me. I was waiting to wear it. Because I wasn't used to having it. It happens, my nigga. And that's the same thing that goes with religion too. When you're not used to something and you are the latest form of religion, guess what happens? You tend to be very guarding about your things. You tend not to spread it out more. People who have been rich for a very long time tend to be the people who tend to give out more. A person who just came into his riches, if they give out more, they wouldn't know how to give. They would easily go back to what they used to be. So they mostly tend to hold on to the things that they have, which is new to them. But if it's something that is old to you and you have experience, if you have experience in having these things, you tend to know how to give without it being without jeopardizing yourself. You feel me? And that's the thing. You tend to be a giver in a wiser sense, in a righteous way, instead of just depleting yourself because you got something new. You don't know how to give it out. You feel me? And that's the same thing with the guy who just passed by. And that also goes with the topic that I'm talking about inclusion. Why are more? It's not that Christianity does not include more men. It tells you that Christianity, every religion was started by men itself. The fact that women have outnumbered men in Christianity worldwide dominantly is because of the inclusion factor. Because we had it for so long that we have developed a conscience to actually include more people into the religion itself, that we understand that it is not just for... I'm not saying the Muslims are excluding other people. I'm just saying that according to the data, there's less women in that religion than men. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? It's not an insult. Oh, you can look at it from the other point of view. The strictness of it. Since Christianity has been around for a long time, devil's advocate, you feel me? You can paint it how you want to paint it. If you get the information, if I give you information can be tools. I can give you a paint and a brush. If you paint it how you want to paint it, then that's how you see it from your perspective. And all I'm giving you is the tools so you can paint it how you want to paint it. And I'm giving you two different versions that's coming from me, because I can paint it in two different ways. You feel me? And I'm saying one can be the strictness of one religion. That's why more men gravitate to it, and the relaxing of another religion where it allows women to be more included in it. Or one can be the longitude of one religion where it has become understanding to the point where it doesn't become something of an ownership. It becomes something that you just want to spread around evenly without even owning it. It's not just your God, it's our God. You feel me? The understanding factor of it. You feel me? That's all it is. But my bus is here, as you can see, it's coming right now. It's the big one behind it, as you can see. So it is what it is, man. I gotta go. Don't hate, appreciate.